Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It has been a very long time. Oh, what feels like a long time. It's probably been a few weeks. But we are back at it again in the garage. Not with the STI, but with the F-150, guys. Now, judging from the title, you probably already know what this is, and you are correct. We are vinyl wrapping the tailgate of the F-150, guys. Remember, I said the truck's being vinyl wrapped, and I said we're doing it bits and pieces at a time. So, you know, today's one of those days where I do have time. We got sunlight. All we need is just some vinyl, and that dog's eating grass. If you've been keeping up with the videos, then you already know I have the tailgate and the hood of the F-150 wrapped in satin black. Of course, I said I was going to completely transform the F-150 from the Oxford white all the way to satin black. First things first, we gotta pull that sucker in and obviously do the usual ritual when vinyl wrapping. Oh my gosh. And that includes cleaning the components that you're going to vinyl wrap and then wiping it completely dry and clean. Here it is, folks, the F-150. As mentioned, the tailgate has been vinyl wrapped along with installing the tailgate panel. Now it has a special name. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but this sucker right here. The rest of the truck is in the standard Oxford white that you get with an XL. And of course, the hood has been vinyl wrapped, and the Raptor bumper too has been vinyl wrapped, because originally that was like a dark grayish color. Now it's time for the bed, guys. We do have to remove this bit right over here and this bit right in here too, and then I need to figure out what I want to do with this area right here. The white is pretty visible and I don't really want to take the rear bumper off quite yet. If you're an OG subscriber, guys, you know that I've already vinyl wrapped the bed of a truck, and that is for the F-150 back there. And it's about 80% done. I just stopped because I ran out of the vinyl. The 8-foot bed has been covered up. The tailgate has been vinyl wrapped. The fender has been vinyl wrapped, and the hood has been vinyl wrapped. The only thing left to do is just the doors and the body. This being my first ever truck bed vinyl wrapping, I kind of already know what to look for and what to expect when vinyl wrapping the next truck bed that I come across, which luckily is another F-150. Real quick, guys, I think the big mistake here that you can probably already see right behind me is this section above the wheel, guys, this little divot. You can clearly see those air bubbles that formed. Now this was over time, but I think the mistake here was I didn't put enough heat and I didn't put enough pressure to make sure that the vinyl fully tacked to the body, and then over time with sun hitting it and whatnot has caused a few air bubbles. But the rest of the vinyl wrap is in pretty good shape, guys. You'll actually notice a bunch of battle scars on the truck. This is a work truck, and I'm kind of glad I vinyl wrapped this, even though this was a huge section, a huge amount of vinyl wrap that was required to do this 8-foot bed. But I think overall it was worth it, guys, because it is taking a heavy beating from all the stuff that we load, construction material, lumber, all that goody stuff. Just need to do the doors and the cab. Alright, guys, the truck has been washed and cleaned. We paid extra attention to the bed of the truck, which is obviously what we are going to be vinyl wrapping in today's video. The truck was in desperate need of a clean, guys. Look at that reflection. Crispy. The Oxford white, guys, is just such a plain vanilla color, but it looks so dang good with black. Now, earlier I mentioned that there are a few pieces that you should probably remove on the bed of the truck before vinyl wrapping it. Now, you don't have to, but it definitely makes vinyl wrapping a lot easier. So here's one of the pieces that you should remove before vinyl wrapping. It's basically this little plastic bit that protects the bottom of the bed. I guess from rocks, mud, debris kicking up, you can already see it's taking a beating. It's just these little clips right over here. This thing does it in half a second, and you'll have this piece out, ready to be wiped down and make vinyl wrapping easier. have it, guys. The bed of the truck has been vinyl wrapped in the satin black. Nearly. I just need to address that little area that's behind the bumper. I'll get to that in a little bit. But first, let's just appreciate the black on black right now, guys. Let's move on to the bed rails over here. Now, earlier in the video, I mentioned that I was not going to remove this simply because I know it's a pain in the butt to do. I did it on the tailgate, but that's because the access panel had to come off in order to remove the door handle. And with the access panel off, it made it super easy to get to the clips holding in the top rail here. I didn't even completely remove it, just enough to tuck in the vinyl wrap so I can get that nice clean finish. So the method that I use for this semi-decent finish for the vinyl wrap to be tucked in beneath the bed rails was basically using two squeegees, one being a very stiff, rigid one, and the other one being a soft, flexible squeegee. Obviously, with the harder, stiffer one, I use this to try and pry up as much as you can, and you have enough to slip in the other squeegee, thus giving you a somewhat cleaner finish. Now, I know it's not the most professional technique out there doing that kind of thing, but it worked and it's an alright finish. The other thing I did want to talk about, guys, is the removal of the taillight. I only glazed over this, but it's a super easy removal process. You got one bolt, two bolts. That's it. And with enough jiggling power, this taillight will be out in no time. As for the gas cap, all you need is a flathead, pry up that tab that you see, and then slide out the cap, just like that. Now all we got left here are the doors, cab, roof, and then fenders, and we will have a fully blacked out, satin blacked out F-150, which I'm willing to wager is going to be one of thousands upon thousands of wrapped satin black F-150s, guys. I think it's pretty cool, and it's a pretty unique color in my opinion for a truck. I don't know if I would do a car in satin black. Maybe. Probably. Anywho, if you're an eagle-eye viewer, then one, you would have noticed that horrendous scratch on the rear bumper. Now, I don't know who did that or when that happened, but it's been there. Two, you would have noticed the white that is clearly visible behind the rear bumper. Now, there's a reason for that. So I got a little lazy with vinyl wrapping, and I didn't remove the rear bumper, as I should have. And now, as a result, we do have some white that is visible here. Now, of course, I'm going to address that. Maybe when I get an aftermarket rear bumper, I'll go ahead and clean up this temporary finish and lay down a fresh new piece of vinyl wrap to cover this up, and that would be that. But until then, it's no big deal. Now, all we have left are the doors, the fenders, the cab, and the roof, and we would have transformed the F-150 from Oxford white to satin black. So the next part that I have planned on wrapping are the fenders of the truck. Now, originally, I wanted to save the fenders for last because I wanted to install aftermarket headlights at the same time. So in vinyl wrapping, you should obviously take your headlights off when you're doing the fenders because that is the professional way to do it. And with the headlights off, it would have been ideal to swap those out for some aftermarket ones. Knock two birds with one pebble. But headlights are a little expensive, so might just save that for later on. As of now, we're gonna black this out. We're also gonna black this out too. You'll get to see that process. So be sure to stay tuned on that one, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. I know the truck is coming along. The Panda, I should say, is coming along. With that said, guys, I will catch you all in the next one. Peace and take care.